Hey guys, welcome to Dejene Ethiopia Tours. My name is Dejene Hodes. Today I just wanted to share with you why I started Dejene Ethiopia Tours, what my goals are, what my mission is, what we do in Ethiopia, what kind of travel we provide. So, first of all, I started Dejene Ethiopia Tours because I wanted to change the way people view Ethiopia. Ethiopia has some of the most amazing cultures, history, landscape, riches, so much different thing, people, just so wonderful, food, coffee, but people don't know anything about Ethiopia. They haven't seen it. We're not in movies and we're not in a lot of things. So I want to change that. I want to provide an opportunity for people to come visit Ethiopia, to actually love Ethiopia by the time they leave. As much as I love it, so much so that I moved back from the US about 5 years ago to start a travel agency and a tour company in Ethiopia. And on the business end of it, there's so much that we can provide for Western people, for travelers to come to Ethiopia and just enjoy an amazing amount of it. And also to give opportunity for tour guides, tour companies in Ethiopia, because as I have a background in the US and different places, Israel, I'm able to bring more people to Ethiopia to travel, and so that will give opportunity for guides and hotels, networking. There's so much that we want to do in changing just economically how many lives we can impact in Ethiopia. We will soon start doing volunteer travel, group travels for 10 days to the north, 10 days to the south, so you get the full experience of Ethiopia, but also with not as much cost. And then of course we have private tours that you can book, anything from a few days to 16, 20 days, whatever is your pleasure, for you to feel like Ethiopia by the time that you leave, because this is such an amazing country, so much culture, so much depth, that it takes a certain amount of catering to give you that feeling that you actually, with the food, with the people, with the interactions, that by the time you feel, by the time you leave, even if it's 10 days, you feel like Ethiopia and you want to come back and explore whatever is left. So that's my main goal in starting a travel company. Right now we're going to be partnering with different companies around in the US, Israel, Canada, Europe, most of Europe. We're going to be partnering with companies to bring people to Ethiopia, and we're going to be an ambassador and doing a lot of different things behind the scenes, and that will soon come to fruition. And also our YouTube channel is going to start giving you a lot more information and ideas about how to travel to Ethiopia, where to go, when to go, everything that you need. So if you have any questions, also please contact us, share a comment or anything like that. So I wanted to go into just a basic description of 10 reasons that you should come to Ethiopia. Nothing in depth, just brief ideas that might get you interested in taking a look at our packages or anything in Ethiopia, really, as long as you travel to Ethiopia. I just want to give you 10 ideas, 10 reasons that give you kind of a hint of what you might see and why you should travel to Ethiopia. So the first one is, if you travel to Ethiopia, in one trip, you might be able to see 9 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. That's an amazing deal. I mean, these are sites, places that have been, deemed so important as to be a UNESCO World Heritage Sites. So, from the churches of Lalibela, the castles of Gondar, the tribe of Konso, there's so much that you'll see that are just World Heritage, and the whole communities, whole churches that are still active, that are still amazing to see, that have been built about 800 years ago to a few hundred years ago, that you'll be able to see. So, and then we have a few heritage sites that are national parks, ceremonies. Ethiopian, like the Ethiopian Epiphany was just announced as, a World Heritage event. So, we need to plan around that. There's so much to see that are really historically important for the world. So just wanted to give you that idea. The other thing is Ethiopia has always been part of world history. If you're looking at the Bible, King Solomon and everything, Queen of Sheba, after that even World War I, World War II, Ethiopia and Italy, Haile Selassie, King of Emperor of Ethiopia, working on the world nations, African Union. There's so much amazing Ethiopian runners, and so much more that we'll go into in very specific channels. But Ethiopia has been always very influential in world history. We've never been colonized, so we have our own identity, culture, languages, so many languages, about 80 different, 86 different languages, about 80 different tribes. There's so much that we have, and we've been sharing with the world that, that we will be exploring in different episodes. But to just give you an idea, there's so much. So one of the other things that's very important for people who are religious in any sort of way or just find it significant, Ethiopia has been mentioned in the Bible anywhere from 40 to 60 different times. The earliest indication is that even Moses' wife was from Ethiopia, is theory. Then there's King Solomon and Queen of Sheba, which is Ethiopia, and so much more. Muhammad sends a lot of people to Ethiopia to be, kept safe. Saying when he's being chased away from Mecca, he sends his followers to Ethiopia, saying, about 80-something people came to Ethiopia, and he says, go, there's a Christian kingdom, and they'll keep you safe, and they'll protect you, they won't harm you. So that's amazing. One of the first countries to accept Christianity in Africa, the first one is Ethiopia. Second, the first country to use actually the cross on our coin is Ethiopia. So there's just so much going on about Ethiopia that that you'll be able to explore when you come here. Number 4 is visually Ethiopia has everything that you could ask for. We have mountains. About 70% of the mountains in Africa are in Ethiopia. We have churches, mosques, tribes. Food is amazing, different colors. The tribes dress and act, and everything is different. The landscape can be very different depending on whether you're in the north, south, west, east. It's just amazing. So visually, as you're driving from one place to another, as you're flying from one place to another, the moment you get to a new place, if you're going from Addis to Lalibela, you'll feel the difference. You'll see the mountains on the way. 2 of our national parks are UNESCO World Heritage Sites. The Summit Mountain, the north, the Bali Mountain down south. It's just because of what they have in them and the way they're set up. The Summit Mountains in the north is said to be kind of like the Grand Canyon of Ethiopia and Africa. So just keep that in mind. The other thing that you might be very excited about, and I know I am and a lot of people are, is that Ethiopia is the birthplace of coffee. This is where coffee was discovered. And we consume so much of the coffee. It's about 50% of all the coffee produced are consumed locally, and it's the best coffee. And we're gonna share with you guys another short clip of coffee ceremony in Ethiopia, that you get the full experience of how it's meant to be, how things are done. So that's a very exciting one, and you should be very excited about it. Number 6 is, Ethiopia is said to be the land of peace and love and respect for one another. If you look at Ethiopia, we have about 86 different tribes. We have all the religions that you can think of. including small tribal religions. And people, respect each other, love each other, and that hasn't changed for many, many years. It's been passed down through generations. So the other thing, the number 7 is for Ethiopia is said to be 13 months of sunshine. We have 13 months and we have sunshine all 13 months. Now you might be a little bit confused because we should have 12 months, but Ethiopia has a different calendar. Therefore, we have 13 months. The last month is 5 to 6 days, depending on a leap year or so. Every other month, the 12 months are 30 days each. So that adds up. And we have the same calculation, except in Ethiopia right now, even though it's 2020 for everybody, Ethiopia is 2012. So we're 8 years behind right now. In September, it'll be 2013, so we'll be 7 years behind. But that's our calculation and the way we calculate, the way our church calculates. So it's it's a very different thing. And I'm sure once you get here, even the way we count our time, is different. That's a long story. I'm not going to explain it right now, but we have everything. We have so much of our own identity that Ethiopia is said to have 13 months of sunshine. Number 8 is that Ethiopia is one of the fastest places for tourist destinations, growing economically. So Ethiopia has so much to offer that people are just discovering it, and the government is just starting to focus on tourism as an economic income and benefit for the country, that now people are coming in, and a lot of our places, sites, heritage events are being discovered, that you should really take advantage of it and try to travel to Ethiopia as soon as possible before everything becomes too touristy or too moved out of its authentic feel. Number 9 is that Ethiopia has so many animals. I mean, we have large animals from anywhere from elephants to giraffes, lions. The Abyssinia lion is the Ethiopia lion. The Lion of Judah is our symbol, as you can see in so much of Ethiopian history. So there's so many animals in Ethiopia, and depending on where you travel to, you'll see different things. If you're in the Semi Mountains up north, you'll see the Gelada baboons that are only found up there. The Walia ibex and down in the Bali region, it's just a different kind of like goat kind of animal it's only found in Ethiopia. So there's so much animal, crocodiles, hippos, that depending on where you're traveling to, Lake Tana or in the the lakes down south, there's so much that you can even do just a bird watching trip in Ethiopia. We have that much bird watching birds and bird watching activities in Ethiopia that you can dedicate a 10-day trip to just watch birds. So the number 10, the most important thing that I want to share with you is Ethiopia has so many delicious food. Everybody that comes just falls in love with amazing variety, how healthy the food is. We have meat and dairy, vegan, everything. It just depends on how you order it, but it's just an amazing place for food and trying to taste the different things and different types of food. And the tribes, all of them have their own style of food, their own style of feeding, how they eat communally together, how they share their meals, how they share their drinks. It's just an amazing thing to witness as you go from place to place. So these are the 10 different things about Ethiopia, 10 reasons that you should travel to Ethiopia. I hope that I've kind of hinted or given you a small curiosity to travel, or even see a few of our other videos or other videos about other people about Ethiopia, that you get more immersed into really wanting to come. Thank you very much. This is from Dejene Ethiopia Tours.